for this one, I want to find the expression for a sub n, an expression for the nth term of this sequence. And what I need to do is look at it not as, what do I do to get from 1/2 to -4/3, and what do I do to get from -4/3 to 9/4, but look at it in pieces. You might notice here that the negative signs are alternating. What's the next term, by the way? It's going to be negative something. So, -36/7 is the next term. Now, what do you have to do to get the signs to alternate? To do multiply by a -1. Exactly. So to get the signs alternating, we multiply by -1. Now you got to do a little thinking here with, okay, if the first term is positive and the next term is negative and the next one's positive, and you got to decide if you're going to start in at 0 or 1 or something else. I'm going to start in at 1. So if I'm going to maybe even put this up here, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the first term is positive, if I do -1 to the n power, is that going to give me a positive first term when n is 1? No. So we do this, n plus 1, or you could do this, -1 to the n minus 1. They'll both give you a positive first term when n starts with 1. So think about it. Is that going to work for the rest of the terms? Is that going to work when n is 2? I would have 2 plus 1 is 3, and -1 to the third power is negative. If I used n minus 1, you'll see both of these in the book. n plus 1 sometimes, n minus 1. It does mean the sequence is alternating. If I'm looking at the second term, 2 minus 1 is 1. -1 to the first power is negative. So this will get the alternating part for me. What about the denominator? I'm going from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Y'all have already told me the next term is 7 in the denominator. This is like the first problem I did for you, where although there we were adding 4. So this time I'm looking at the denominator. So to get the denominator, we are adding 1 to the previous denominator. So I started with 2. Now when n is 1, I have to think, well, you know what, I could do what I did on that last problem. I could say, let's make a little chart. The nth, the term number, let's write, I'll write term number. We'll make an M out of that. Term number. And then just the denominator part, we're going, when n is 1, the denominator's 2. When n is 2, the denominator's 3. When n is 3, the denominator's 4. But look at how you get it from the previous term. 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 plus 1. So for the nth term, the term number n, I would have 2 plus 1 times n minus 1. And you can simplify that. 2 plus n minus 1, well, that's 1 plus n. So for the denominator, I'll put in 1 plus n. What's happening in the numerator? It looks like something's getting squared. This is 1 squared. The 4 is 2 squared. So in the numerator, we have, not counting the negative signs, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and that is n squared. So for this number 17, here's the answer. The a sub n term, okay, to take care of the negative, -1 to the n plus 1, to take care of the 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, that's n squared, and then to take care of the denominator, that is n plus 1, where n is greater than or equal to the number 1.
When we're writing our answer,